Assam is burning. Across the nation, we have seen that those who protested against the NRC are now protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Bill and vice versa, but not Assam. Illegal immigrants, that is Assam's main issue, and it is the same issue for which it carried out 6-year-long protests in the early 80s, now known as the Assam movement. These protests were brought to a close by the leaders of the Assam movement, mostly students, signing the Assam Accord with the central government. It promised to identify and deport illegal immigrants. So Assam welcomed the NRC as its long promise due. But the Citizenship Amendment Bill promises to take all that away. But let's hear about the Assam protests from Assamese people themselves. These are students in JNU.
What news has been coming out from Assam, because of this internet block and all those things, most of the news have not been coming out. So last night we got this news that 4 protesters have been shot in a place called Savoy in the Upper Assam district it's called Dibrugarh. And what we got the news today is that the 2 have been are in very critical situation, and also firing have been going on in various parts of Guwahati and other places also. And most importantly, this movement was very what my friend rightly said, that this movement was led by students. And so to curb this movement, what this government is doing is that they're basically locking down the students in their hostels. Even in the girls' hostel also, there's a university called Cotton University, the girls' hostel, there are CRPS personnel outside the hostel. Even in Guwahati University also hostel, there are 2 or 3 hostels. There were entire hostels right now they have been locked down.
The telecom services has stopped. There is no internet connections over there. Getting text messages from my family, it's disturbing. And even if I want to go home now, I cannot go because there is communication blockade all over the state. In Guwahati, you cannot even reach your place. There is troops everywhere. There is paramilitary marches everywhere. Not just Guwahati, even in small villages across the state, there are troops marching. So it's a very bad sight back home.
So there's internet blockade now. There's no mobile internet happening there, and early morning if you get calls from your home, you're always scared what is the next news you're going to hear. So today itself, early morning, I called up my mother, and she said that Prithibi khon jen thanda hoy porise, as in the world has gone cold.
Citizenship Amendment Bill, which got passed yesterday in Rajya Sabha, it's completely unconstitutional and discriminatory in nature, and it violates the Assam Accord. So, and regarding that, it already passed, and the indigenous community back in Assam will be displaced, will be misplaced. The whole social fabric, whole demographic fabric will be changed to a higher extent, and there will be a disorder in the whole region. There are lots of outbursts back in Assam, and there has been curfew there. So I don't know where we are heading to.
At the larger level, what you have seen is that the whole of the country is supposed to protest against the CAB. But currently, if you see, why is only a part of the country burning? Why is only in Assam that we are seeing the state of curfew? And that means that we have a larger history of how we identify what is the problem with this CAB bill and everything, which I think a lot of media have decided not to cover willingly because they are not able to understand us in the first place. When we keep on repeatedly mentioning about Assam Accord, we would like to request all the media to actually introspect into the archives and first find out what the Assam Accord is. The people who actually led the Assam agitations are right now sitting in power, and they are the one who is doing this against our own state. They are the ones who rode high on the wave of Assam Andolan, Assam movement. They are the ones, we have literally videos of our chief minister at one point shouting blatantly against the CAB, NRC, all of that, and how the Assam Accord is so important for the BJP to uphold. And today he is sitting with them, and then he's just doing what he always spoke against.
First thing is that it's not, the demands that are being raised are not based on communal lines. People are not asking what are the religious denomination of the immigrants involved. People are just saying that this bill is going to be detrimental to Assam's particular interest. And we are not asking what are the religion, what are the linguistic backup of the immigrants.
Basically, if you see what is the purpose of NRC in Assam, it is not a one-day affair. It is our history. We are fighting for NRC because we oppose illegal immigrants. Whether he's a Hindu, whether he's a Muslim, it is not a question for us. But what they did in 2014, the BJP, what they promised in 14, that we'll never touch this ground. We will update NRC and we will remove the illegal immigrants from Assam and other northeastern part of India. But what happened? They never mentioned about CAB at that time, but now they come with a new thing, that's CAB, Citizen Amendment Bill, which legalize those illegal immigrants also. The 14 lakhs people, which the 14 lakh basically the Hindus also. So we are not concerned about Hindu Bangladeshi or Muslim Bangladeshi. We are just concerned about Bangladeshi. So now that things get diluted, they are trying to dilute this particular thing, NRC and the CAB. Yeah, we know NRC is not a one-day affair, and we are not supporting NRC in entire India, but we support NRC in Assam. Because it is basic thing for which the Sarvananda Sonowal, like the CM, the other ministers, they are holding this position, which my friend correctly said, only because of this particular sentiment.
Assam is historically Assam has always been against immigrants because of this. It's because of its history also, because of the whole land and resource and things. But right now, what I can see or what can I understand because of this amidst and all those speaking about all India NRC or something like that, this whole NRC politics is basically they're joking over Assam actually. They're trying to win the West Bengal election or something by using Assam actually. So that's nothing more than that. That's basically political joking over Assam. That's political joking over the rights of the people of Assam. So yeah, it's of course it's a Hindutva politics, but this Hindutva politics is also only for the for the West Bengal election. I see it like that actually.
Of course, it's about communal politics and everywhere. They're trying to do it as a communal tension and everything. But there's also, when you look at the question of the Northeast and Assam also, then there's a question of ethnic politics that also comes out with it. Through these, through the Hindutva project or whatever we like to say, state is pitting one ethnic community against the other over there, where obviously building on the fear of existence that smaller communities there have.
Key questions to take away from this conversation. 1. Has the historically anti-immigrant stance of Assam been used to sneak in Hindutva politics? And number 2, is Assam being used as a sort of litmus test or an example to pander to communal tension in other states, especially the neighboring state of Bengal? These and more questions arise with the passage of every bill. This is Suryatapa Mukherjee reporting for Mojo.